Welcome.
That's what we be doing. We be back in the background, you know.
Welcome, everybody. Good evening, and welcome. We are on week 3 of the month of March, officially spring break, and we'd like to welcome you to Diversity and Equity in Education. My name is Denise Thomas, and to my
one of the lefts or the rights, I'm April Cobb with April's Beauty Bar, and we're being hosted by Bianca Gooseby of Teaching for the Culture.
That's right.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, everybody. Hey, welcome. We are officially counting down those last few hours of spring break. A lot of people have either left to travel, but I don't know about you, but the price of gas has restricted a lot of movement for a lot of us. Some of us have accomplished our plans of cleaning and organizing and doing all the things that we want to do during spring break, including and not putting it in terms of priority, but sleeping. And actually sleeping the entire day. Sometimes some of us actually get to go to the bathroom when we want, which is also a privilege for teachers that most people don't understand. Just getting up and saying, I'm going to go to the bathroom without having to ask somebody to watch your class. That's small privileges like that are so important to teachers. So we just want to just say, hey, thank you. We just want to let you know that in Hillsborough County, we still have one more day where students are going to be home with you. Yes, don't put it on us. Put it on it's on the calendar. This is the teacher planning day. I don't know, but I know most teachers are planning to be on the beach.
Right. I will be planning not to be on campus.
I ain't planning to be on campus. But it is the teacher planning day. But I mean, in case you last time you checked, in case you're checking with the rest of us, we need every single day off that we can, because we need to be mentally prepared for what is about to happen. Because we already know that when the kids are out of school for an extended period of time, not even extended period, even a weekend, they come back and forget that we are in such a thing as school. I feel that the kids have checked out already from January, and remember, we still got to go to May. So April, what's your thoughts on that?
I concur to everything that you just said. There's no need to beat that dead horse. Parents, go ahead and clean out the book bags tonight if you have not checked them. And all the makeup work that the teacher has allowed them, extended grace and mercy. Trust me, they want to do tomorrow, not Tuesday. I'm saying they want to do Tuesday, not Wednesday, not Thursday, not Friday. Grades are due on the 28th. The grace and mercy has the cutoff is at 11:59 on Monday night, because what is not done and turned in on Tuesday, it will not be accounted for. They can try again the final quarter.
Correct. Just like the song, the good old gospel song says, "Your grace and mercy brought you through." Let me tell you something. That grace and mercy is only extended, like April said, to 11:59. Please walk in the door with whatever it is you have to walk in. Now, I cut off my grace and mercy on last week. Well, I mean the week before, because I'm not grading anything else. If it didn't hit Canvas by 11:59 on Friday, okay, don't, that's a done deal, because you have to think about what we're saying. Going back to grade weeks and weeks and weeks of work, it doesn't work for us. And then on top of that, I don't know if people giving kids the same work. I never give the same work, because I don't want you to have the opportunity to copy somebody else's work. Somebody else has done all this work and your child is copying it. That's not going to happen. Again, to reiterate what April is saying about the book bags. Parents, if you have not seen that book bag, if you have not checked it, remember, there's gym clothes. We teach in middle school. Ain't nothing funkier than a pair of gym sweats that have not breathed out. And then you combine it with the Axe body spray, the can that open up, and then you combine it with just, please.
Today. Go ahead and do that today. Help us be great. Help us help the children be great. Go ahead and knock that out today.
Febreze.
That would give you take flight.
Hit it.
Help us today.
Take flight.
Because tomorrow might be too late.
Right.
Something could happen to the washing. Something comes up. Let's go ahead and take care of that.
Get you some Gain, some Tide, Febreze. Throw all the wipes in it, the bounce, the whatever it is that you need to do. But please open that bag and don't let that funk knock you out as the bag is opened up. I just need you to be aware of what's going on. Hygiene, well, we call it the hygiene happy hour, is very important
today
for your children. Just call it hygiene happy hour. How are we fresh? Is our bag fresh? And parents, we want to just also reiterate, remember, things that are in the house get absorbed. You know, all a backpack is just something that absorbs the smell. So sometimes when kids come to school, they might not be doing certain things, but the smell in the household gets absorbed by the backpack. So therefore, when the child comes to school, there's certain smells
they
that come to
loud. That's
school
what they call
with
it. They loud.
and loud, that
Extreme,
pressure.
hotter.
That's all I gotta say about
We
that.
know what loud is.
Yeah, just
so
come
go
on.
ahead and reduce them to small and quiet.
Right, air it out all the way out. Just, you know, put their
Hands
backpack
on
on
the
the outside, hang it on the railing or something. Just hang it outside, but don't bring it inside the house where they bring all the scents inside the classroom, because, you know, that's all we gotta say about
That part.
that part. So now to speaking of spring break, let's go back to the top part of spring break. Parents, are you watching what has been going on? I mean, are you observing your children? I know that your kids, some kids are old enough to watch other kids, but then there's a point in time where we have to look at the fact that our frontal lobe, this part of the child's brain, is not fully developed. So we're thinking that they can make wise decisions, but that's not necessarily true. So we just starting off within the first 24 to 48 hours of spring break being out, we came across an article where a woman got killed and 4 boys had stolen a car, and this is the ages of the children. The children were 12, right? 2 of them were 14 and 1 was 15. So ain't nobody even at the age where they like in the consent in Hillsborough County, you can drop out of school at 16. Nobody was even at that age. Nobody was even at the
age to have a driver's license.
At the age even have right.
A permit.
Y'all done stole a whole car and now have created an actual homicide. You've killed someone. Please watch your children. And that was just like within the first 48 hours of spring break taking place. You got to say to yourself, just because they might be as big as you are, tall as you are, they might be able to walk themselves home from school, don't mean that they have this area right here is not fully developed. They're not functioning like they're not yet using adult thought process. They are following their friends, and their friends don't have a fully functioning thought process. And so this is what's happening to our youth. So now here's kids now who have a record, this will follow them through the rest of their life. And now you're responsible for killing a human being. That's on their conscience for the rest of their life. So I mean, I just want y'all to really pay attention. When really just like right now, after we finish this live, or even after we turn around and start yelling the house, Ray, man, where somebody at? Where they at? Are they in the vicinity? See, this is a situation where you would prefer that child sitting on Fortnite inside the house. At least you know where he was, inside the house, as opposed to that situation. Where are your children?
And then leading into, there were 2 additional homicides of youth here in the Tampa Bay area. What was it, Denise? A 15-year-old and a 13-year-old?
Yes.
Did it make the news?
No, it did not.
Okay.
No, it did not.
Is anybody in the community talking about it?
Not to my knowledge, I have not heard anything.
But you best believe on them social media sites, it's a hot topic.
Yes.
So once again, we can appreciate our TPD and the elected officials that have designated some time to go out and host these community night out events, and they are putting the charge back on the community to say what is it that can be done as it relates to them needing the community to step up to the plate and be the solution to these situations that are going on, or the high usage of firearms in the community. And with that being said, we can very well see that it's still happening, and it's still happening at alarming rates. So what's the next plan? because obviously the community does not have enough trust based upon their lack of wanting to come forward to invest in that trust with them to say that, yes, I will bring you the information, but also I trust you enough to know that I'm going to be safe after doing so. So that's not happening. So what's the next step is the question, because there was something that we seen on I don't know what it was. I don't know. Yeah. But it said that the mayor said something along the lines that we can't solve all social economic challenge families issues. You remember when I said that to you? All these they can't solve them.
Right.
However, it is very clear that we're getting an extension on the what you call that boardwalk thing downtown.
Right.
They are investing heavy money into uptown, midtown, downtown, anytown but East Tampa town. We got new buildings going up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not pretty sure, how that works, because it seems as though the one building that they was talking about for you all, Denise, did they ever say what was going to be that building was going to actually consist of? Because I know they did the dance and pony show where y'all came and did the survey, but did they ever call y'all back?
No, there's several different things that are going on in the East Tampa area. So we're seeing okay, one when they were asked, when the community was asked, what would you like to see? Well, of course, we had great ideas. A park, love to see a community center, we'd love to see a library, but of course it was at one meeting we were, well, this is going to be an apartment complex. Well, apartment complex, one, for who? And two, why would you even bother to ask us if you already knew what you were going to build in that particular area? So it amazes me. Was the process of the meeting just to pacify the residents, to pacify people, to just say, oh yeah, we did it because we needed to have something? Well, what about building something that's going to help people so that we can reduce gun violence? Because every time you turn around, they're sending you a text message, sending you something in the mail. I mean, everything about, well, we'd like to buy your house. Well, as far as I'm concerned, what you trying to buy? Are you buying me out? Because basically you can't give me enough money to cover a move out of East Tampa. You can't. So then now let's go over to the Hannah area, where we're looking at, is it going to be a police department? Is it going to be a community center? I mean, nothing has been very clear as to what it is that we're going to do. But one thing for sure, we're seeing that they're running out of space in the graveyard. That's what they're running out of space of. I mean, so are we going to
So they bought the Funland property. What is expected to go there?
No idea yet.
Because on the backside of Hannah, there's also an area that they've cleared out by what's the name of the mental health place? Oh,
the one the kids don't like.
Yeah.
Oh, got Grace Point.
Grace Point. Behind Grace Point on that same street, they've cleared out. No, is that Grace Point? No.
Is it
Osborne off of 30 off of the is that Hannah Osborne? I get them confused. That's so
Hannah is
Hannah.
It's Hannah.
So when you go across 30th Street, there's an area that they've cleared out a whole plot right there. So the question is, what's going there?
Right, because we hear all these different things. Because at one point in time, is it going to be the police department? Is it going to be a community center? What is it? And it's like, we hate to see the same thing going up over and over, because, like, for example, on Hillsborough, you can look at Hillsborough right now. You've got like literally two or three of the tire places. I'm like, well, what, within not even feet of each other, you've got two or three. So did anybody think about that when they were planning, or when they decided, hey, we're going to put this in this area? Why do we need to have this many tire and car and advanced auto parts and all at the same location? Why do we need to have that? That doesn't make any sense. So we're still trying to figure it out. But just going back,
I can answer why that happened, Denise. I can answer that. Because Hillsborough Avenue used to be the location where the majority of our auto dealerships used to be. Now think back when you first came to Tampa. We didn't have to go to Delmay. We didn't have to go to we didn't have to go far out in Brandon to get cars. The dealerships used to be on Hillsborough Avenue.
Oh, see, I was talking about Florida.
So majority of your mom and pop's places that could fix on cars, that was a hot commodity for them to be into those particular types of, career. But now all the dealerships are gone off of Hillsborough. There's not one single one. where Walmart is now. That was a
Yo,
dealership
that's right. It used
across
to be
the
a car
street.
dealership. That's
All
right.
that whole strip was a dealership, all the way back to your
Mhm.
end. Used to
That's
be
right.
dealerships,
That's right.
but
Well,
now you got the rip-off dealerships.
right, because I was to say, I think there's one but that one is definitely not, as they
Right.
think,
That ain't a
quote unquote,
rip-off.
reputable.
That's an auto dealership, but you don't know what the deal's gonna be.
Right, exactly. So, but that's what we are, because like we're kind of shocking, and of course, the big concern is everyone wants to offer you money for your house, but again, what you're offering, just like we're finding out, and also in other areas, you're offering people money to move out, but the amount of money that they have that you're giving them is not enough to cover the current cost of living right now, or be able to purchase a home right now.
So I wonder what the plan is for individuals that live in the Robles Park community. I don't know any direct families that live there. My cousins that used to live there, they moved out a couple of years back when they anyway, that's neither here nor there, but they still have friends that live there. And the conversation is that they have been given vouchers to move out. However, it's not enough to move into any of the apartments, or there's so many restrictions that they cannot, seamlessly move into another apartment. So when they try to apply for other services with other organizations, it's stated that they cannot because they already have a voucher from the government, the state, or whatever organization. Now, the question becomes, when it's time for Robles Park to say, that's it, time to run out, where are all the mothers? And let's add, the reason why the majority of the mothers are there is because they have children and they rely on that subsidized housing. What are they going to do? That's the question at hand. Is anybody taking questions on that? Elected officials, the elects, where y'all at? Where are we going to wait till they're homeless? Because many are currently living out of hotels right now that I know of, for the student population that we serve, because parents were not able to seamlessly move into another location because the rent is so astronomically high. They can't afford it.
So the question then, of course, also is, what's the summer going to look like? What's it going to look like when the kids? I mean, yeah, parents are struggling to maintain housing, but now all the kids will be home with them. Tensions will run high. People will become frustrated, just like when we deal with COVID. I mean, everybody in the house, and people sick of looking at each other for months on end, and then now added on top of that, the pressure of, am I going to be able to afford a place to live? How long can I stay in this one particular location? I like I said, we hate to be the harbingers of doom, but I mean, it's looking a little crisis-like by the time summer come around, So, but again, everyone who's on here, everyone, feel free to share the video. Ask your leaders, ask your community leaders, ask your people who will be elected officials, because we need to know. This is because these are things that affect other people. Just because it don't affect you right now, imagine when somebody get real desperate. Desperate people willing to do anything to survive. So how is that going to affect you now? Because when usually this how crime trickle down. It start off in the neighborhood that's closest to you. So I mean, they're not going to go straight to Bay Shore. No, but they're gonna start off somewhere, and then the crime just gonna start escalating and getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, think about a desperate situation. What if somebody came to you and told you that everything that you have has to be abandoned and you got to move today? Just once in a while, put yourself in other people's shoes. And if everyone thought like that, perhaps we would actually have more kindness. We'd be able to truly say, hey, we got to make some laws or pass some stuff or help people out. We got to do stuff that's going to help somebody out. But the way this is looking horrific. It's looking horrific. And speaking of things that look horrific, let's move on to progress monitoring. April, throw your 2 cents in there. Go ahead.
Well, I'm being abused currently as an employee now. Before progress monitoring was even decided upon as law. So I have nothing to add. All I do know is that there is a lot of oversight. There's so many people constantly telling me what to do, how to do it, when to do it. Even though what I have done in the past has been capable of demonstrating my students have gains. And, I am trying to get students from, in most cases, third grade performance to sixth grade level. And that's called impossible. But what I can do is fill in a lot of those gaps. And I always ask the question, why were you not doing all of that beating up when we was dealing with the elementary teacher? Hell, when they got to me, I'm trying to fill in the gaps. So let me do what I do. And I promise you, I'm doing the best I can with what I have. I don't allow students to feel defeated. If they give me 90%, I'll fill in for the other 10 because I believe in grace. But when they coming in and, constantly distracting me from what I have been, what has proven that has worked, then I don't know what to expect this year because they have been a major distraction with, do this, do that, da, 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 da. But in the end, we don't even know if this is going to work.
Right.
We don't even know if this way of work with teaching children is going to work for our children because, again, we are basing this off the student that in most cases can adjust to anything. When it comes to, we're going to try it this way. We're going to do FCAT. We're going to do FSA. We're going to just do the damn dance. Just do a dance with it. Those kids can just jump in and just, join the tune. But the kids that I'm serving, they need a little bit more. And we keep being compared to apples to apples. No, it's apples over here to oranges, bananas, a kumquat, a lime, some peaches. We don't just have apples and apples. It's not that way, but it's going to be interesting to see when everybody under that pressure.
Right.
I've been under that pressure. I've been under that pressure all year. So let's
now
see what the other folks
now
do.
It's everywhere. And
especially when we ain't get no coins.
Right. That part. Because parents think it's very easy or think you're understanding it. Okay, well, it's no more FSA. But what does the word progress mean to you? Remember, again, I teach reading. So we're going to break this down by the actual, today's letter is P. P for progress monitoring. P. So progress means, okay, remember when a baby was small and they took a step and then they had to move to the next step. And then sometimes they use their fingers and they learn how to pick up a spoon. That's monitoring. That's progress. Okay. So where you thought it was just maybe 3 tests for the year because we got an FSA, we're going to do this one.
Yeah, hold on. Good. I like what you just said there. Progress monitoring. Not what you think the progress should be. Come on, Didi. Come on, girl.
Right.
Come on.
So here it is now. You think that it's this way, but now we got to continue to test your child. Your child ain't getting one test. Your child may be getting tested every single week for the entire 180 days of school. So maybe every Wednesday, every Friday, every Thursday. And remember, it's different subjects. So not just that you're getting one test today. Your child on a Friday, because let's see, most teachers sitting gonna make their Friday easy and quiet. Your child on a Friday might get hit with a reading test, language arts test, a math test, a science test, and a social studies test, because the teacher wants quiet at the end of the week. And besides this, we're monitoring the progress of the child. Did they learn this concept this week? Are we sure that they understood what this meant? This week, we're talking about main idea. Let's make sure everything on this test is about the main idea. And I got to make sure that 90% of the kids are able to pass this test this week. Next week, we might be talking about figurative language. Next week,
but are we going to talk about the deficiencies they came in with? The academic deficiencies
Look at that.
They came to middle school with. Who is going to address that? But we have to put work in front of them that is rigorous, in order for them to meet. I get that. But if they can't add, the damn show can't multiply.
Ooh.
We got to fill in the gaps first.
Right.
It sounds good.
It does.
In theory.
Theory.
But there's more to it. There's a lot more to it.
And then where's the resources, all the addition? Because now if we're monitoring them this closely, that means we should have extra people to assist us for the ones who are truly behind. Because if I start testing my kids and realize that, okay, in a class of 26, only 13 of them understand. So I got half the class that need to play catch up. Where are the resources that I need to help me out? Because I'm going to need additional help. I'm going to need the help.
Well, your math coach should be able to come and pull people out, if they're not covering classes or,
Well, but all we do is cover classes. Listen. The question is, here's the question. I wish I had some dice for special effects. Here's the question. We're going to roll the dice because remember, it's spring break. Let's see how many teachers actually return to work after spring break. Roll the dice. As a matter of fact, fly me an owl across that. Fly an owl. Just, there you go. Fly, little bird. Fly, pelican. Fly,
So
pelican.
some of them teachers then took off and they didn't grab them another job.
Because a little birdie done turned with me. There's some folk that did like this to the job. And can you blame them? Can you blame them? We are in a profession where the abuse is so, we get abused by admin, parents, students, legislatures. I mean, you abused by everybody. You can't say this, you can't do this, you can't teach this, you can't. But y'all ain't coming across the class. I would love for you. Some of these people who accuse us of this and that ain't never put their foot in a classroom and dealt with some middle schoolers who quick to F you all day long. They quick to be who you think you talking to. And wait, let me turn to the side like this. And yet they in shock because they can't understand how a child that ain't even 4 feet tall talking to you like that. But see, those of us veterans, we just know how to shut it down. But of course, the ones who coming in that brand new, they are flabbergasted. Some of the ones who doing the walkthroughs are flabbergasted because they can't believe. But this is the generation that's been raised on TikTok videos. This is the generation that glued to their phone. This is a generation who parents believe that little Johnny don't act like this at home. No, little Johnny be cussing you out at home. So stop pretending. I was in Winn-Dixie, my second favorite play, and I seen little Johnny cuss you out. But you telling me little Johnny don't do that? I was on spring break too. Now I done seen it all. So again, we're gonna play the lottery system game to see who's gonna show up to work on Tuesday. Who done took a job in another county, who done moved across the ways, who done been over. I mean, because I'm telling you, we're gonna see. And by the way, we're in the fourth quarter. Thank you, Jesus. The fourth quarter, like football, the fourth quarter. This is a brand new quarter, parents. We shouldn't be bringing in any old work from quarter 3. Talk about, can I bring some new work? Can I bring?
Okay, unless they made arrangements to do that. Unless
that's correct. Not with me though.
Other than what can my child do? Try again this quarter.
Try again.
And I hope guidance counselors are doing their due diligence to have reached out to parents if they failed too many of their core content classes to let them know that summer school is in their future or retention.
Correct.
Because I would hate to put administration in a to put themselves in a position where grades are being changed. I would hate that.
Ooh. And parents, by the way, ELP.
That stands for Extended Learning
Program. Listen, it's not beneficial if your child signs up for it but does not attend it. So when a child is telling me I'm an ELP, I said, but according to this roster, you have not arrived in one solitary class. So you're trying to make up this grade, but you don't come. And then when you're there, you're a disturbance. But what's the scary part is that why is ELP almost as packed as a regular classroom?
Right.
That means that you ain't paying attention during regular class. During 9 weeks of regular instruction, you're not paying attention. So the ELP class after school look like a regular classroom during the day.
It's scary.
ELP is supposed to look like a little spattering of kids, not a whole entire class filled with kids in every subject. Parents, I don't know what to tell y'all, but you got to help. Just because they're a certain age doesn't mean that you don't need to check their homework. Look at their handwriting. I can't tell you how many times I got to tell parents, have you seen your child's handwriting? Clearly somewhere between elementary and right now, meaning like within this very second, they pick up a pencil and they haven't practiced.
Yeah, because I know one thing for sure. Like my kids' elementary teachers never corrected them to a place to where they do different. So when I seen it when we were here for during COVID, I was like, oh God, your handwriting is atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no. Yeah, in the future you may not need to write much, but you gotta sign something.
Right.
The 60-year-old, when he went to go sign for his ID and you were printing, I'm like, no.
Yeah, learn to
But
write
again, they don't
signature.
teach them cursive anymore. So I'm
Right.
like, yeah, some things you still got to keep, because when it comes to signing loans for the house, they ain't taking no electronic signature. It still got to be on a pad of some sort.
Right.
They capturing your what Marguerite's called the John Hancock. They capturing
Right.
yours.
You're buying a car. You still need to sign for it. You know, you got to assign a lease for an apartment. You still got to sign for it.
Yes.
So there's things that, like, I remember one time I was writing something in cursive, and one of the kids asked me if I was writing in code. I'm writing in what? Code? No, it's cursive. I mean, but like I said, these are skills that are lost. So, and just basic things also teach you, just go back and look, make sure, ask that if you can't read anything, like, remember, oh God, there's times where I have to stop. Then the kids ask me, why is it taking so long to return my work? Well, let's start off with how the work is written. Because I'm not gonna be here for 4 hours trying to decode and decipher. So today I might grade this class. That's the class I can get through. Tomorrow I might look at this class because I'll get a headache trying to decode what is written on the paper. It's killing me. That's why now we tell them to go ahead and type things out, because it's just easier, but they still have to practice writing. Just practice. Have them practice just writing a letter every day. Ask them to make a list of things that need to be done in the house. Wash clothes, make up the bed. Just see how the handwriting looks. I mean, because the struggle is real. It is very real. Very, very real. That's what we could say about that. So again, like you said, it's fourth quarter. The school year ends on May. Oh, I left my calendar. Was it May 27th? I believe it is. Don't quote me. It's the end of May. No, I just know it's the end of May. Okay.
With the last day of school?
Yes. I don't have my calendar. You have it? I know we're going to May. We don't hit June, so that's what matters the most. Okay. Now
it's May 27th.
May 20th. Oh, okay, I was right. May 27th. Okay. So listen, we need to make it a very productive fourth quarter. And anything that they have not, if you feel like, okay, they really haven't done that well, they really got to be diligent about it. And especially talking to the 8th graders too, because of the fact that, you are going to high school. You either going to be retained or you will move on to high school. And high school is not something that's every level is going to get harder. It's not going to be some situation where, oh, it's going to be so easy, I'm just going. No. And kids, please encourage your parents, encourage your kids to say that school is still going on. We got 9 more weeks. Don't tap out yet. It ain't over yet. It ain't over. Now, I don't know about you in your hallways, April. I'm going to reiterate this point one more time. The hallways are not a place for running, sliding, jumping, tap boxing. The hallways just ain't a place for that. We all want to live in peace. We want to be able to walk to our classroom without getting knocked down. We want to get there safely. So I just want to reiterate one more time. We are going back to school, and the hallways are meant for walking, not a full entire foot race. That's all I can say about that. What about you, April?
And remember that the passing time is just that, passing time. Yes, it is a time to get a quick, hey, how you doing? Da 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 da. But if it comes to a point to where tardy lockouts are becoming a significant part of the day, almost every class period, you're getting a call. That tells you that your child isn't doing the hey, bye, and keeping it moving. They are full pledged, just having conversations. TikTok, you can see a whole group. I find it unique. Now, I do find this unique that they can gather quickly in a hurry to do a whole quick. They can do all of that and disperse quickly to get to where they want to go. Y'all can do all that in 4 minutes, a full TikTok production. You can place the phone. Y'all can all get in, and y'all are operating in unison. Like, I'm like, if y'all could do all of that, you can get to class on time. You can. So the tardy lockouts are real. And the reason why they are more common in middle and high schools is because there's a lot going on in the bathroom areas.
Oh,
or the
yes.
areas where teachers cannot be in more than one place at one time, because keep in mind, there are more of them than us.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say it a million times. If they ever come to the understanding that realistically they can take over the world as a matter of
Right, they
fact,
could.
on the school campus. So
Right.
yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
are having full fights in the bathroom,
Oh,
recording.
yes.
They are airdropping inappropriate items on individuals' phones. Let's go back. I had heard, let me tell you what I had heard.
Go ahead, tell me.
So I had heard at a middle school out there in the Review area
Mm-hmm.
that during the midterm exam, that a student airdropped all the answers to the test to the other kids. And we still using it. Yeah. Now I just heard it. I ain't got no receipts, but I do. But what I'm trying to figure out is how? Aren't you supposed to take the phones?
So was the relationship
And
not
hold
developed?
on. And one of the board members sharing in the class. Thanks.
Oh, hell no. Uh-oh.
That's what I heard.
Who would old man say, hell no to the no, no, no. Hell to the no.
These kids sick of the test. They sick of it. They sick of it. They sick of it. Just what I heard.
Listen, this is stuff that we deal with. I mean, this is school. And remember, this is school. And I gotta say, we gotta go back about 2 generations. Because remember, I know I have now officially aged into the group where I am older than both my students and their parents. Okay. So now where education used to look like, it was a lot easier to teach back then, the early 2000s or 1998. It was easier to teach then. You have, with the introduction of the cell phone, you have the biggest distraction. If you look at the material that kids were reading back in the 90s, as opposed to how they struggle right now, kids were reading stuff that's college level in high school because they had no distraction. They could actually sit there and digest information. Now it's killing them to read 2 paragraphs because every time they turn around, notification on the phone, notification on the phone. My kids did the test, the little activity where every time there was a notification, I gave everybody a whiteboard, a little small whiteboard and an expo marker. And I said, every time your phone go off with a notification, just mark it because you can't live without. Look, every single human being in that class, some of them had up to 60 notifications. Everything from TikTok, Instagram, everything, text messaging, my mama calling me, this is your church. Every 60 something and that's per child in the class. This is why I say, look, we gotta put them phones in the bag. The bags go back here. No, we're not looking. No, because you are sorted. You mean to tell me it's over 1,000 plus notifications in one 40-minute class period? How you expect to read? And I teach reading. How you expect to concentrate in the reading class with all them notifications going up? Now you tell me.
So we had a fundraiser couple of months back, well, about like a month or so back, and it was Color Run. And it was amazing to see the children not using the phones. If you give them space to do something other than become so bored out of their wits, a lot of times they will buy in. I know you do a lot of hands-on activities, Denise. So it's just a matter of you competing with getting their initial attention and you take off. They good because they love how you do the acting and let them do the different monologue. They love that.
Yeah.
But it was amazing and refreshing to see the kids just running and throwing powder. They had the times of them life. Some of the roughest ones on the campus,
right,
they were being children because they were put in a position to be just that.
Mm-hmm.
I believe if we didn't have so much testing and so much go, rush, teach, do it now, fast. You got to do this in middle school, and allow for the teacher to be able to diagnose where they're at and prescribe something that's going to help fill in some of the gaps. Not even a medical physician can give you something that's 100%. Now, why the heck they expect 100% of us that diagnose the problem, what they come in with the deficiencies, and we're supposed to fix it all? I am behooved to figure out why they think that's possible.
How? When somebody is 14 in 8th grade and has tested on a 1st grade reading level.
Go find all the elementary teachers, please. Don't come to me. Don't come to me. Go get all the elementary teachers.
Because I need to know, how did all of y'all miss that? Everybody? And then I tested again because I was like, well, maybe they just were lazy and there was a fluke. So let me do this. Let me go ahead and give you some fruit juice, some crackers, all the stuff so that you can be wide awake for the retest. Let's retest it. No, when I retest with all of your physical needs are met now. It ain't like you coming in to test sleepy, hungry, none of that. Your physical needs are met. Let's retest it again to see. Same score. So now I'm supposed to take this 7 grade levels in 180 days. And by the way, you come to school 2 days a week.
It's challenging. It's very challenging. But we need those wraparound support services so that when you start rolling in them 2 days a week, somebody go tap on the door and say, what you need, what you need, what you need. How can we help? What can be done? What resources do you need and effort, even if it's just an alarm clock?
Right.
What can we do to help fill in those gaps? But most schools don't have that.
And I feel that with this new set of progress monitoring, you're literally creating another generation of high school dropouts. Oh, you for sure.
Ooh, they don't even get it. They don't even get it. Because with the type of progress monitor you get ready to do, keep in mind, a lot of our students already don't do well on testing. The gap, the 32%, the 31%, I mean, the in comparison to their white peers, they're not doing well in testing. Even in college, they're not graduating. They're going, but they're not graduating. So add more progress monitoring to it. Just like critical race theory is a priority when it never was even an issue.
It never was an issue.
So we have truly lost the battle going in. Now, how are we going to once again be capable of surviving? Having our kids teaching them how to survive in a system that already is designed to fail them. Once again, a new system that's being repackaged and presented is designed to not do the anyway.
But you can always tell when people who create these and pass these different type of bills and laws and things that have nothing to do with education. They've not spoken to anybody in education. They've not spent any quality time in the classroom. And if they're in classrooms, they're not in classrooms where the kids are having major setbacks or deficiencies. They're like, okay, let's go to this A school. Hey, it looks great over here. Let's base everything on what the A school is doing. But that school doesn't fit in every single neighborhood. Every neighborhood doesn't have a school literally that looks like that. So we're not doing
they're coming in to beat the ones up that's doing it to where you telling me what you want to see. You see that. You see the word wall. You see the standard. You see the student objective. You see all those things that are being put in place for you, the adult. It serves no benefit for the child. It's just a art gallery to you to be able to do a check mark to say the things that you want to see. But it has not proven to be beneficial to be able to have a child demonstrate growth based on those things that are for you to come in the room.
Right.
But then when you don't see the growth, you're still you don't see the growth that you think they should have. But remember, we were all in with what you call it? The word that was a big thing when we was doing Chris in the district.
Was it was not, oh gosh. Well, I know what
we
you're talking
had
about.
so much stuff.
We had, the alphabet soup. There's so many things.
Individual, like when you teaching the kids for you teaching each kid individual. What was it called?
It'll come to us. Because I know the IEP is what you have to have them follow, but it was something about and I know exactly
each
what you're
kid
talking about.
You giving them, like, if you got different levels of kids, I get that, but they said you got to do, I can't think of it, forget it. But we had to meet the needs of every child in a classroom. You had to do different ways of teaching each child. What was it called?
Wait, it's coming to me. Hold on. It'll come to me. Who on here that know what we're talking about? because we have gone through so many different types of like the Sunshine State standards and all that stuff. We've gone through so many, but I really try to remember. It'll come to me. And it'll probably come to me as soon as we finish get off this line. This line. Oh my God. But I know exactly what you're talking about. We have to literally break it down and monitor each child individually. You're gonna look it up right now, I bet you, right? I know you are. Right. But you have to understand, within the same class, it's just like the process of incorporating kids in the class who may have been coming from the ESC, or coming in from the they're having challenges, behavioral challenges, things like that, and they're bringing them all into the classroom. And we're all like you have to understand, these are all different, various type of kids you got to teach at the same time. And people expect that you're supposed to come out grade levels ahead at the end of a school year. It's not going to work out like that. For us, like for me in reading, I might not jump a whole bucket. Like I'm all children need to be proficient at level 3, right? I might not get to a level 3, but if that child is a low one, and then I got them to a high one in the space of a year, that's
growth.
Success for me. That's growth for me.
That's big growth. Now, because they've been in somebody's classroom for 5 years.
At one. At the low one for 5. So I need you to hear, April, you hit the nail on the head, exactly like right. So let's do it again. For me, growth is, okay, I'm gonna take you from a low one to a high one. Whereas when you got to me, you've been a 1 since you was in 1st and 2nd grade. So if I can get you out the 1 and maybe just barely scraping the 2, that is great progress for me. I may never see you get from a 1 to a 3. That's just nah. Okay. I know we all struggling trying to figure the name of it. That thing is killing me too.
I thought we would have knew something by now.
Yeah, it's gonna bother me because I'm trying to remember the name. Yeah, we know the individualized learning plan, but it was something else.
It wasn't that word. No, it was a heavy word that they used to use that word so much when we did Chris training that it drove me crazy because it never made true sense to me.
It was sort of like how the buzzword was like equity, but it was something.
Yes, robust. Like, the buzzwords.
Rigor and relevance. Rigor and relevance was 2 of them too. Rigor and relevance, and it was rigor and relevance. It was equity. It was but it was buzzwords, and we always have to stick with that with the kids. And it's like, okay, and then but keeping in mind the fact that some of our kids are test takers. I know some kids who will draw out their ideas. They will act them out. They'll do a rap song. They can perform it. They can write a story. They can do a poem. They can show me mastery in a variety of other ways. They can make a video. They can do a PowerPoint. But when it comes to taking a test, I got a kid who does all that stuff fantastically. But that child will fail every test. Every test. That's why I don't bother give a test. He does
phenomenal with the verbal, with the hands on. But you put a test in front of him,
the child will fail a test every time. I don't give her a test.
One of the twins is like that. You know, he is not a good test taker. He does well in class. The only way he even can take a test without throwing up is like literally have to drink water, think about it. It's just a test. I've learned this, but he bombs it every time. And that leads to also, we talk about mental health so much.
Yes.
This mental health piece, stop the buzzword, because now I have 2 individual children that have been diagnosed with anxiety because of the testing. I got anxiety. They know the test is coming now. They know it's soon because we start using the word FSA, lunch and learn.
Right.
Yes. Yep. It has started all over again. And I was like, maybe it'll go away. Nope.
Mm.
It's back.
And I have an anxiety.
We're saying there is mental health supports at the school. Okay.
No. And this is it. We have anxiety as teachers too, because we sit there saying, how is all this going to be possible? How are we going to make this happen? I mean, and the constant pressure. You're putting pressure on pressure, and it'll come to me. And it's Tuesday. We go back to work on Tuesday, so I'm quite sure they're going to pull us in there for some stupid meeting.
Differentiated instruction.
Super meeting on a Tuesday.
You heard me. You heard me.
Yes, differentiated instruction. That's right. DI.
Oh my God, they DI'd us to death.
Differentiated instruction. That's it.
So
that's
we got no differentiated instruction tests.
Right.
We don't have no differentiated instruction resources.
No. So you Lord, I can't even. So, but we're gonna come run back up in there on a Tuesday. Some meeting again. And I loved how all year long somebody is telling us about meeting and strategies and stuff like that, but y'all ain't showing us how to do it. Everybody want to tell you how to do it, but nobody is showing you how to do it.
Yes, come model it.
Why can't I sit in the back of the room for a second while you model what it is I'm supposed to teach? But all you could do is come in there and say, well, how do you know the kids got it? Well, no, you show me. How do I know if the kids got it? Why don't you tell me? If you feel what I'm doing is wrong, please, you are more than welcome to come in here and tell and show me how I'm supposed to do this.
Because I'm sick of being told.
Yes.
I'm a visual learner. I don't do kinesthetic. I'm visual.
And thank you, but not just I'm kinesthetic. I want you to be, because I like to know how it goes. So that's the thing. It's like y'all expect all this, but wait a minute. Have you thought about the learning needs of the teacher? So some teacher like me, I can't sit down while you preach to me. I gotta move around. I got to get up and move around. I hate meetings because you got me sitting here listening to you and I'm bored out my mind. When am I going to do something? Let me just move over. Let me present something so I can get up and walk around.
Let's not do all this in theory. It should work. No.
Let's
go do it together.
Correct.
And see if what you have prescribed for me to do as a solution
actually works
for my clients, my consumers of my work.
Correct.
Come see if it works for this population of children.
Correct.
Because even a doctor don't prescribe a mass diagnosis for a group of people that come in with the same, I got a headache. I had a headache. It's just one part of the many things that could attribute to why the headache exists.
Mm-hmm.
So don't just come in and say, okay, they're not reading on level, so we all gonna do this. That don't work. Give everybody an IEP.
Sure. And by the way, who are you gonna fight with the kid who's 6 feet tall already and telling you he ain't giving up his phone? I need you to tell me what strategy you're gonna use to do that. Tell me that strategy.
I ain't fooling with them phones. I'm over that.
But that's what I'm saying.
Or please refer to administration that can support you in the decision that you have been given the choice to make. But if we're in here, I will not fight with the phone.
That's what I'm saying.
Those days are over. We're in the fourth quarter. My fourth 9 weeks gonna be smooth.
Oh, very smooth. And my thing is like this. I'm like, dude, hey, if your grade look like this, we've been talking about this for a whole year. I can't fight with you. I've explained this to your parent. The letter went home at the beginning of the school year in the packet. Hey, listen, these are choices that you're making. You're making a choice to say, I just don't want to be successful. Hey.
So Diana Williamson says, most Florida Medicaid health providers provide 24-hour long free tutoring sessions per year. Hillsborough County Public Schools should partner with Florida Medicaid like they do with other services. We need to look into that to find out how parents get it.
I never heard of that before.
Surely can't wait on. We won't believe on waiting on them to find out. Diana, can you? I don't even know what question to ask. I know someone that works with ACA, so I will reach out to them and see if they have some direction on that. But thank you for sharing that.
So that's some good information.
Very good to know. Because paper,
right?
Paper is not user friendly for all children. Let me just say that.
Mm.
Paper is a challenge for many children. So, yeah.
Okay, I'm going back to look at some of the comments here. All right. Mm-hmm. Oh, she also, Danny also made a comment about this. It's very clear when there are middle schoolers standing in traffic selling sodas and water that there are minimal outreach programs in the inner city. Yes, that is true. And you see a lot of them out there too. I mean, I don't
Okay,
know what
Diana, I would definitely look into that. One thing I like doing is try to get a parent in the family that get Medicaid to see what that process looks like. Because I hate telling parents, go do XYZ, and then that process is not easy for them to navigate. So I have a few family members that I can have go through that process to see what it actually looks like. But thank you very much for sharing. Thank you.
Margie, this was Margie Edme. She said there's a Tampa Stop the Gun Violence crusade on April 2nd at 1 p.m. at Reagan Park. So the information is right there in the chat. So go back and look for the information. That's April 2nd. I think it's a Saturday at Reagan Park. Okay. And it's important to bring kids out too, so that children can be aware of what's going on. It's not just all about the adults. It specifically affects our kids and our youth. Anything else anybody else wanted to drop in there and let us know about that's happening, that's coming up? And I will say this, that we do have, let's see, I'm trying to think of what other dates that we are off. I think March was definitely our month to have the most days off. We're going to be doing straight through in April. I know that we ended in the end of May, so you have to be very, very conscious of that. This is going to be mostly we roll into a bunch of testing. This is a testing season as we enter into now. Like these next 2 weeks, kids can be wrapping up whatever happens for fourth quarter, but it's pretty much going to be test prep.
Right. Let's be honest. I'm gonna be honest. It's test prep for moving forward.
Yeah.
There's no way it cannot only be test prep. It's test prep moving forward and embedded in those other units that have to be taught leading up to the rest of the school year. It's test prep. Parents, let me say this. If you want your child to demonstrate academic learning gains for this particular school year, please, the kids cannot learn if they're not in the classroom. They got to show up. They got to show up rested. They got to show up understanding that the phone is not more important than the classwork assignments. They got to understand that everything isn't a question as to why when it does not relate to the academics. And they got to understand that you support the decisions that the teachers are making for the benefit of them academically and a lot of time emotionally in the schools, in the school environment. So it takes you all to be a partner with us in many cases, and it can alleviate a lot of the disconnects that we have all the way up into the fourth quarter. So again, they got to be in the building to get it. And keep in mind, if you need something right now, it says that there's so many supports. Call the social worker, call them, or reach out to a teacher that you have that relationship with. And I'm pretty sure they have no problem with getting that information to the social worker in writing. Because I'm telling you, when a parent asks me something, I put everybody on the email.
Yes.
Social worker, guidance counselor. If I had the cafeteria staff information, I would
throw them on there too.
Because again, we can't say we didn't know when it's in writing. You just have to ask. And no one is shaming anybody. And kids know I don't even do, look, I'm the only bully in the room. I don't let kids pick on each other. We just don't do that. And the only way a teacher can help if they know how to help. But yeah.
Right.
Oh, and Jeanette said really quickly that the Jazz on the Lawn fundraiser is at Just Elementary in the West Tampa area.
What's the date?
That's going to be on the 27th of this month. It was rescheduled due to inclement weather that was expected last week. So let me make sure I have that date right. I don't want to say the wrong date, but I do believe I am saying the correct date.
Okay.
And yes, correction, March the 26th. See that? Go look at the calendar, April. Go look at the calendar. Yeah. So again, I know the one that we attended in the past, it was really nice. It definitely is a family-oriented event. So again, if you can, come out, enjoy. There's something for everyone to do on that day. And definitely the Jazz is up to par. It is definitely up to par. So I do invite you all to come. And Blueprint for Girls is launching again for our calendar year for 2022-2023. We are only taking a small number of girls in order to make sure that we stay conscious of COVID, because we cannot have these packed spaces in our limited venue space in order to make sure that if there is an outbreak or someone gets sick, that we don't put a large group of students at harm. So we are super excited about that. We have partnered with Dr. Tracy's house, and we are super excited about that because there is so much that the organization has to offer. It's a health and wellness center, and we are just thankful that we have been put in a position to where we have a home to where we can actually host the meetings and make sure that the girls are reconnected and excited. So Denise doesn't know it, but she's coming right on with me. So that's what we're doing, and we're not ever going to be in a space to where we put the girls at harm. So therefore, we're going to keep our numbers small. So we're super excited about that.
That's wonderful.
And our launch is April the 2nd, to where we're inviting everyone to come out and see the space, get familiar with what the Dr. Tracy's house has to offer, and also we are ready to go on June the 2nd. So again, get ready. We're ready.
All right. And I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I know that we have been. I think that, yeah. Let me not say. All I can tell you is this, parents. Gas prices are a little bit up high there, and so just listen. Like I told them before, we may be riding a school bus with the kids.
You laughing, but there are some people that are being put in a position where they cannot afford to stay where they're staying. We're not getting an increase. Some of us have missed several steps.
Right.
Like I've been working with the district for 25, according to the hour to the RS. But on my steps, it only say what? 17.
I know that's crazy.
We have been ripped off so much.
That right there don't make no sense. So yeah. So that we just want to let you know that again, this is not this type of job ain't for the faint of heart. So but you're more than welcome to come on and volunteer and see what's going on in the schoolhouse and try. When we tell you something about your child, or we're trying to encourage you to keep your child not to skip classes and things like that, just listen. Don't have an attitude. Listen, because if somebody that cares actually will say something. Somebody that don't care gonna let your child just get in all kind of trouble. Anyway. That's all we got for this evening. April, I am the Diva D from Carved Out Divas.
And Jeanette just corrected me. My first mind was the right mind. It is March the 27th on Sunday. March the 27th on Sunday. Sorry, Jeanette. I knew my mind's still good. I was right the first time. But again, thank you, everyone. This is April Cobb with April's Beauty Bar, and we were hosted by
the fantastic and phenomenal Bianca Goolsby of Teaching for the Culture.
Have a good week, guys. The next time we see you, we'll be wrapping this
right back at work.